motodoto 3.8k memoir. I play position 1 mainly, but sometimes people insist on playing carry, so I have to play other roles. If one is taken, I prefer offlane or semi-support, but some games I'm just forced to pick support, so I'm Lucas in that role. Okay. This game, I just know I was really weak, but maybe you'll notice things that I didn't notice in it. I was a Crystal Maiden here, and this is one of the worst games recently. Thank you for sending me a replay where you have actually lost. There's not many people that send me a replay that they got actually crushed. For some reason they just don't. But if you actually send me a replay where you lost, you're gonna learn a lot more, and I guarantee you will learn a lot faster by analyzing a replay, analyzing a game where you lost the game. That is the way you guys learn things in Dota. Okay, it's working. I'm sorry. Let's go back a little. I think I skipped. I want to see your first item. Oh. Okay. Maiden is playing number 5 support, the hard support. I think Silencer is playing as number 4. Looks like it's Venom and Sermed, right? Wait. Venom is going middle, right? Oh, Silencer is going middle. I saw his over Venom, I was like, what? I guess this is the new meta now. He gets the Arcane Curse, and with the help from the over Venom, that's how people win. Okay, whatever, okay. You're gonna be helping Juggernaut bottom. Venomancer is number 4. Bristleback is their offlane. And blah blah blah. Stone mid, Doxia offlane. Prophet, like jungling. PA is number 1. Monkey King is roaming support. That's what I think. Okay, so there has been people that telling me that profham Hugh, you can't ask people to smoke and TP to middle and put down a ward in low mid game. That is just not fair. People just don't do that. So I'm not gonna repeat that many times anymore, but it is good. Most of the time it is just good to smoke and TP and put down a ward. Because in my game, if I don't do that, my wards get dewarded 100%. It just get dewarded right away. That is one thing you guys can keep in mind. Oh, this is dangerous. You already lost a lot of HP by doing this. So as soon as the wave had arrived, well, okay, you did it really wrong. Because this is not a way of engaging into the offlaner to zone him out, or this is wrong. First of all, you're taking damage from Darkseer's what it's called, Iron Shell. You're taking a lot of damage from it, and you're also proccing aggro from the creep by right clicking the Darkseer. So you're also taking a lot of damage, and most importantly, you're fucking up the lane. You're fucking up the lane in equilibrium by doing this. So Juggernaut should be, well, there's a Darkseer. It doesn't really matter of sustaining the lane, but the basic thing of the basic positioning as a support is you go around. If you want to do this, you just walk here, go around him, and then you arrive here, then you bite him, nova him, attack him, whatever you wanted. That is basically what people do, and you should start doing that. This is just wrong. This is just so wrong. Okay. I think you are trying to stack and pull at the same time. Good. That is very good. Good. I like your. I really like your way of using your frostbite there. So very good job. What I would have done at this point is knowing that see, I think I would have just go jungle. You can't kill Darkseer by solo unless Darkseer makes a crucial mistake in positioning. You can't kill him. The only way he's gonna die is if you have Nova and bite at the same time. You Nova him, bite him, and Juggernaut spins over. Then you guys might be able to kill this guy, but it's really hard. So what I would have done as a support is just leave Juggernaut solo. If you leave Juggernaut solo, what's gonna happen is he now gains a lot of experience. While pulling is, I guess this makes sense too. But when you see that you're not zoning out their offlaner as a solo support, or you're not making any attempts to kill, the best option, one option, is to just leave the lane. If you can see the Darkseer is not a big threat to Juggernaut, well, Darkseer can't kill Juggernaut that easily solo. So I would have left the lane. And gank middle is Storm mid. Storm is really weak mid laner before level 6. He's gonna die to your gank. That was one option. Or just hide in jungle and farm like Venomancer. If you just farm, you're gonna be providing mana aura to everyone else, so it's beneficial. That makes sense too. But the best scenario that I can possibly imagine in this game as a Crystal Maiden is get smoke and roam to mid. He's gonna die. He is gonna die. It's so easy. It's gonna die so easy to you and Silencer. Well, now they got, so Storm killed him first, so that's bad. But you definitely should have roamed. Crystal Maiden is not a lane support. Well, she is, but she is not a good lane support. She has potential to do a really good job in ganking Ollie. So you should have definitely purchased the smoke and roam to middle. I think you would have created a lot of difference by doing that. So Crystal Maiden is also one of my favorite hero that I played most. Every time I play Crystal Maiden, if I don't make enough impact in early game, I think I end up losing. So that's what's so funny about playing support. I don't get to win many games by creating a space to my carry. I help him to farm, and I make the game easy for him to win. But it's not possible for me to carry the game by solo when I'm playing support. So I always try to focus on what can be another way of playing support that can be annoying to the enemy and beneficial to my allies. If you keep asking that question to yourself, you will come up with things that you have never come up with. It's really good. It's really helpful. And in this case, you're now just standing next to Juggernaut, and you're splitting down the experience. So Juggernaut can't hit level 6 that fast. If Juggernaut hits level 6, it's a big threat to Darkseer. But because you were just standing to, now you're getting damage from the creeps. Because you were standing just next to him for, I don't know. I don't think there was any reason to stay next to him. You even provided a vision right here. This is a really good ward. Putting down a ward right here, although there's a likelihood that it's gonna get dewarded if you're playing against a good offlaner, but it's good ward. It makes Juggernaut much safer to farm. And Storm is now level 6. I think you're gonna die here. Okay, that was very unfortunate. Very good rotation very good teleportation by this guy, Prophet. But all you did, this was one of the biggest mistakes in this game. You were just standing next to Juggernaut. I get it. That was your attempt. That was your attempt to make him safer. I want to help you farm. I'm a support. I'm gonna stay next to you. But essentially, you were doing nothing. You were not doing anything. But you were just standing next to him and getting some XP, and that was it. That's all you did. You definitely should have roamed to middle or rotate to top. If you see there's a bristleback, if you help bristleback, if you can imagine like bristleback gooing, slowing down Monkey King, and you were standing behind him with your smoke, and if you slow him with the Nova and then frostbite him, he's gonna die. That just makes sense to my head. he's gonna die. This guy is gonna die if you stay behind Bristleback, and you should have also clicked Bristleback to know that whether he was strong enough to get your support or not. But if I were you, I would have definitely checked every lane. I would have clicked on Silencer just to check his level, check his item. I would have also clicked this guy to have how much farm, what item is getting. Also have checked this guy to see whether he's doing alright in top lane. From this, he's doing fantastic. This guy is really strong. So I would have definitely roamed to middle, and helping Bristleback was also one option in early game. But you didn't do anything. All you did was a stand next to Juggernaut. You didn't jungle. I don't think you jungled. And that was it. Your skill build is fine. This is the right build to play as a defensive support. You're providing a lot of mana regen to everyone in your team. It's really good. 1-1-3 makes sense. I almost always do this as well. Good. But now you're kind of lost. Now you're like, oh my god, okay, what should I do? What should I do? There was no reason to, well, okay. But what I've done is just go to jungle here. In your offlane tower, under the offlane tower, there's a jungle. Out of jungle, then he'll level 6. Okay, got a Nova. And let him get back. You have to help him again, you have to help him again, you have to help him again. You can Nova, bite, and Storm might die. Well, okay. You're gonna die now. Well, I think you did your best here. That's fine. And when you're playing Crystal Maiden, getting Trunkle Boots is just so crucial that if you can get the Trunkle Boots by before minute 10, it is just bad. It almost doesn't make sense if you don't get Trunkle by minute 10. But now you're really poor. Okay, maybe you're good. Good job. This was a good kill. So I was saying, I think you were overly jealous in providing your team help. You got a sentry, good, but if you didn't get the sentry, you would have gotten the Trunkle Boost much earlier. Now you got it, but you're still poor. As a Crystal Maiden, you're very poor economically. He's gonna die now too. Good job, he's dead. Very good. So just remember that when you're playing Crystal Maiden, it is okay to play greedy. Well, what did you get from carrying a set of sentry? That is 200 gold. If you did not bought that, you would have gotten Trunkle Boost, and who knows, you would have survived when you were fighting against PA and Storm in the top lane. You might have survived, so all those small things matter. I want you to play greedy up until you get Trunkle Boots. If you're not providing a ward as a Crystal Maiden, that is a problem, but if you look at your lineup, there's no Nyx Assassin, you're gonna die now. There was also, I have to go back. So if you're not playing with Bounty Hunter and Nyx Assassin, there's no need for you to carry this many sentry. Okay. Well, you fucked up. That was it. Basically, you fucked up. But you're gonna have to watch this replay and see that didn't make sense at all, right? That didn't make sense. That was a really bad play. All those feedings actually affect Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden is just so weak that every time I play her, if I end up feeding the enemies in early game, I will end up feeding the entire time. And this is what most players do. This is what most of the bad support players do as a Crystal Maiden. They do not position themselves in the back line. They just blindly go forward in an attempt to cast the Crystal Nova and Frostbite. Especially the Frostbite can be self-suiciding, since the range is so small. It's only this much. Look at that. So if you have to get that close, you should also keep in mind that you are gonna die by doing it. And Crystal Maiden is just so weak. She is just so weak that you have to be really careful. So unless you have a Blink Dagger, I don't recommend staying in the front line. You're just gonna die. Well, let's see if you can do something with the smoke. I don't think you should have smoked solo. Don't. Well, you can now at least put on a ward. Good job. Again, you bought sentries again, right? You bought sentries again. I see 3 sentries. I don't know why you did this, but this is not economically hurting you. If you did not get the sentry, you would have gotten the magic wand, and that makes difference. That makes a lot of difference. So by minute 10, if you don't waste your time in just walking around, just staying next to carry. If you were just jungling and doing the right things as Crystal Maiden, well, good job, you got that rewarded. But I think you would now have Twinkle Boots, Magic Wand, and extra 500 gold if you did actually play with some ego. Nova? Okay, so this was wrong approach. Well, you're gonna end up killing, I think. Okay, this was wrong. There's a... okay, you died. Let's go back. This is something that you have to learn. Right here, you should have casted your Crystal Nova. And what this is, okay, so this is what I would have done. I'm not demanding you to do the same, but this is what I would have done. What I've done is casting the Crystal Nova. That is a thing. You should learn this definitely. You should have casted the Nova right away. But after that, what I've done is click on him. This is the crucial part. This is what I would have done. Click on the Monkey King, and seeing that he does not have TP, I would have casted my Frostbite right away. If he had TP, I would have saved it, because Bristleback has no way of cancelling. Bristleback has no way of cancelling the TP. And if Monkey King had a TP and if he's a good player, seeing that you just casted the Frostbite, there could be a possibility that he just survives from TPing up. So that also works, that makes sense, right? But instead, what you did was wrong. You just walked toward him. This is already really dangerous. At this range is already really dangerous. And you did this. And you did Nova. And you did this. He of course he stuns you. He's gonna die now, so that's fine. So either way, I believe highly like it was likely that you end up dying because there was a Phantom Assassin here. Well, PA was right here, and there was even Darkseer, but he's not gonna die too. But I think you would have ended up dead. But still, basics of playing Crystal Maiden when you're approaching to someone else to initiate on the enemy is always Nova, slow him down, slow down his movement, slow him down his attack speed, then cast Frostbite, and then press Freezing Field, or knowing that he has a stun, you might have baited him, just walk backward a little bit, because if Bristleback gets near him, he's gonna die. There's no need for you as a Crystal Maiden just to approach him. You're literally asking for Monkey King to hit you by standing close to him. I would have just cast a Nova, Frostbite him, and walk behind and stay behind Bristleback, and he might have finished him. And if I saw that Bristleback was short damage, then I would have walked toward him and then cast a Freezing Field. But you were, I think you were a little too optimistic about the situation, and you just died there. So that was another very unfortunate situation, in which you might have lived if you did things right. Okay. Skipping. Yeah, you're poor. You're really poor. But what I do appreciate of your gameplay is that you are not hesitating in buying Sentry and Smoke. This is the right mindset as a support. But don't buy Sentry this many. You don't need to buy this many Sentry. As you become a good support, you should realize that you should be careful every time you buy something, because you're playing dead poor. That is what makes people to feel like support is much harder job to play in Dota. Support is hard. I think support is harder to play because it's just really hard. It's not that easy to figure out whether doing this or doing that is right or wrong. Whereas if you're playing carry or mid, the right thing is to last it. The the right thing is always land on the last hit and kill the enemy. But support is so hard. I think things become much more complicated. Okay. Have you ever jungled once in this entire game? Have you jungled? I don't think I have ever seen Crystal Maiden jungling. Nope, you should get back. Okay. Alright. That was unfortunate, but this is what I do again. This could be a little too advanced, but when I'm playing against Nature's Prophet, I always carry one tango. Because essentially what this is like acting now, Sprout is now acting like a stun. If you don't have a force staff, if you don't have a calling blade, if you don't have tango, you're stunned for 3 seconds, man. You can't move, right? So why not just carry tango? What tango also does is I found that you have tendency to buy a lot of sentry to deward. I think you're paying attention to the minimap, and you're trying to catch them where they're putting down the ward. I think that is what you're trying to do. But if you are good at doing that, and if you want to keep playing Crystal Maiden, carrying a tangle makes sense, because whenever you deward, Crystal Maiden does not have a good right click. Even if you place down a sentry and spot their ward, I think you have to attack 3 to 4 times to deward it. By the time you attack 3 times, most of the time you end up dying. They have a Storm, they have Phantom Assassin, they have Monkey King, they even have Nature's Prophet. I can see that Crystal Maiden is gonna die in the midst of dewarding. So if you carry a tango, put on a sentry and eat the tango, eat the ward right away using your tango. That's what I would have done. It also works really good against Prophet. So in this game, carrying tango makes sense. Just for the inference, even when there is no hero like Prophet, when I play Crystal Maiden, and if I feel like I'm gonna die by dewarding, I just buy tango. That's what I do. I just buy tango. It's really efficient. Okay, I was talking too much. I'm sorry, guys. I think I was talking too much. Gonna skip. You're smoked again? Nova. Again, you should have Nova first. That wasn't bad. Well, you killed him good. Basics of Crystal Maiden, always do Nova, then bite. Good. Very good. Too ashamed that you don't have TP. Well, good job. You guys are making some scores. Okay, now you're gonna take the tower. Good. Oh, you saw Doxia? Can you Nova him this time? Oh, they got initiated top by Storm. Damn it. Don't think you should have done that. You should have done freezing field right away. That was way too dangerous to me. Another tip that I can give you personally when you're playing Crystal Maiden is keep reminding yourself which spell can cancel your freezing field. This is channeling, so you just learned that Darkseer can cancel your freezing field by vacuum, and there's also a Storm pulling you down. and Monkey King, stunning. So if you can keep those 3 skills in your mind, and what's gonna happen is in big team fight, if you just keep reminding that I should be careful of Doxia, Storm, and Monkey King, you can better catch your spell. In team fights where everything is just happening so quickly and each team just throws spells, everything, and hope for the best, it's really hard. It's really hard to decide when it is the right time to cast a spell. But if you have it in your mind that which spell to be careful, which spell to be watchful, then you will end up casting your ulti at the right time and killing everyone else. This is really strong spell. If you can position yourself really well, Freezing Field is fucking deadly. You're gonna do Rampage. That's why I love playing Crystal Maiden. I think their hero is really hard to play. Maiden is someone that I do not want to recommend to any new players or someone that is new to support. She's really hard. But if you master this hero, I don't know, man. The hero becomes so fun. Once you get Agon Scepter and Blink Dagger, when you get a really good game. Yeah, I have killed like Ultra or Rampage as Crystal Maiden. It's really fun. It was really fun to me. You're gonna die now from Monkey King if she is standing next to you. Okay. I think you okay. Right here, you're dead, but almost always 99% of the time this is wrong. The way you approached to teamfight was you just blindly walked and pressed Freezing Field. You didn't use your Nova, you didn't use your Frostbite, and you had enough mana to cast everything. You had enough mana to cast 1, 2, 3, but you didn't do it, you just casted the Freezing Field. And so if you do that as Crystal Maiden, again you're asking for them to kill me. You're like asking them to kill me. And it's really easy for the enemy team to target you right away if you do it. Remember, always Nova, Frostbite, and then Freezing Field. Things become a little tricky if you are short of mana, then you have to use your Magic Wand, and there are times that you have to prioritize Frostbite over Nova, but it's really complicated in one sense. Basic things as Crystal Maiden to remember is Nova, Bite, ulti, that's it. But this is wrong. Okay, bye happening, you're back. So this is why you died. You just TP to here. You knew that there was fighting going on, and I don't know, to me it was kind of obvious that the enemy team might be still in jungle, and they even have Storm, which has, what do we call it, mobility, or well, Storm is flying, so he can be everywhere. If you get a sight, if Storm gets a sight of you, you're gonna die. They have an edge problem, so it doesn't make sense for you to TP here. You were gonna die, and you ended up dead. This was another time feeding to Storm, and that's really bad. That was really bad. Now, if you look at your item, it's minute 23, and this is all you have. Again, you get Observer Ward and Sentry. I do not agree with this item. You're getting way too many Sentry. This item would have made sense if there was a Bounty Hunter or Ricky. Then you have to buy this many Sentry, and you have to deal with Crystal Maiden as a dead poor support. But you're not playing any invisibility here with this game, and this is what has been holding you off entire game. You have no item. You have no core item. By minute 25, Crystal Maiden should get at least one item. Ghost Scepter, Road of Athos, Yule Scepter, things like that. And things become economically possible to Maiden once you learn to jungle. Once you learn to stop wasting time and stop buying items that doesn't really matter, and just focus on your farming. You're now buying too many Sentry and too many wards. Well, buying ward is always good. And there's a Monkey King behind you. You're gonna die. Okay. Now, if you had a Ghost Scepter 4 stuff. You'll sit there. You might have survived. You might have survived long enough for your team to back you up. But right now, looking at your item, here's what I'm predicting is to happen. Every time they see you, every time they get a sight of you, Crystal Maiden is just gonna die. Every one of them is capable of killing you. So easy. Very easy. That is why this game is not really hard. You don't have any impact. Again, I would say your ulti was good, it's doing plenty amount of damage, but you didn't kill anyone because you didn't use your Nova. If you had actually, okay. Man, you know what, if you had actually used your Nova and bite here, you might have killed 1 or 2 or even more. This was really unfortunate. Never forget to cast your Nova and bite before casting Freezing Field. Nah. You definitely could have killed Monkey King if you had Nova and bite and Freezing Field. That could have made the game really different. I guarantee you. That was a big thing. That was a big time fail. You're back. Still have no items. They're not getting dust. At this rate, you're gonna end up getting no item up until minute 30. And minute 40. You'll end up no items at minute 40. You're just walking creep to stone. You're just gonna die. I'm gonna skip little because everyone is swarming. Okay. What are you doing? Okay. Guys are pushing middle. Watch bottom. Prophet is pushing bottom. Yeah, that. Yep. When you are pushing here, I'm gonna tell. He's gonna get wiped. Okay, so your position again. Your position was wrong. I would have never positioned myself like this. Never ever. When playing Crystal Maiden. When your allies are pushing this high, this deeper, the right thing to do, the right position for Crystal Maiden, is just stand about right here. Stand about where the Juggernaut Healing Ward is positioned. Even here is dangerous. I would have positioned myself like over right here. Why? Because Storm is gonna fly. It is just so obvious that once Storm comes back. What do you think? Storm is not coming back. What do you think Storm would have done? If you were playing Storm, what would you have done? Just fly here and kill Crystal Maiden. So you should disappear from their side. They have vision to up until here. So I would have stand. That is why I suggested you to stand right here, where they have no vision. Unless they put down a ward, they usually have no vision here. So that's what I would have said myself. Stay behind and. Once Storm, I would have expected Storm to jump in, then I would have waited behind and cast my Frostbite to Storm. It holds him down for 3 seconds, so that is good enough. It's enough time for Juggernaut to finish him. Manta, Diffuser, and Storm is dead. There's also Bristleback, so I'm sure that Storm might have died if Storm actually did jump in and you did perfect in your Frostbite and your allies focus him. Storm might have died. Storm would have died right away. So that's one thing that I want to point out. Wrong. This position is wrong. Now you're dead. You deserve to die. And you guys lost the bottom Rex. So this game is now really hard. It's really hard. Maiden is back. Still no items. Minute 30. This item is all you got. Good job killing him. Let's see if you guys can hold off and flip this game. But if you guys want to flip this game, Crystal Maiden has to survive from their gank, and you keep dying, so you can't go anywhere else because you're so weak. If you had Yosep there, if you have Force Staff, Glimmer Cape, anything, any utility that saves you, you could have done that. You could have been here and farmed, but you have nothing. You're just gonna die. And you're going to be KB, okay. Well, I would have gotten the same item. BKB is good. But still, Maiden is so weak. Maybe? Okay, not. Okay.
Brutal, savage, wrecked.
Good job. Might have felt so good killing him. Good job.
This should make my life easier.
Okay. Yeah, you're dead. You're dead. It's just, there's no way to stop him now. There's no way. Yeah, Silence gave up. Yes. Okay. So that is why you guys lost. Yeah, it was already... Oh, you're pinging him? The game was already really hard enough to win. And since this game is focused on you, number one reason being was Crystal Maiden was on the farm. Crystal Maiden was way too on the farm. Yeah, I would have reported the silencer because he gave up. There cannot be any excuse for staying in the fountain like that. So, but I have pointed out many things here in this game. Wow, so many hate. Okay, so game's over. You can become much better support if you can play with some ego in early game. Position yourself better and casting your spell at the right time. It takes time. It's gonna take you a lot of time. You just naturally get better as you play more Crystal Maiden. But I just want to suggest you that your gameplay overall is just too sacrificing. This is just way too sacrificing. You shouldn't be buying that many sentry. Even if you feel like you're not doing your job when you're not buying a sentry, that's okay. It's even more bad if you're not getting any items as Crystal Maiden. You're gonna be basically you're gonna end up okay, that was good. Okay, you'll end up giving your team really hard time carrying you because you're gonna every time they see you, you're gonna die. If Crystal Maiden has no item, she's just gonna die, and that's basically what happened. It was a 40-minute game. It's at minute 38. This is all you have. Tranquil Boots, Magic Wand, Oracle. This is all you had. This was really bad. This happened because you never jungled. And 414. So it is pretty fair to say that you were the reason why you lost this game. I don't want to be really mean, but I have to say it because I have been in this position when I was learning to play Crystal Maiden. I did not know why I was losing so many games. I thought I was providing a really good support as a Maiden. I bought Sentry, I bought Ward, I did everything. I played so sacrificing, but I still lost, and I never understood why. And you were like me. I was like you when I just started to learn support as Crystal Maiden. 414, this is bad. Unless you have 30 assists, this is really bad. You ended up this is telling that you were feeding the enemy team so hard that you gave them a chance to snowball and win the game. So the game was really winnable if you had gotten better at if you had focused on mixed little bit of jungling and smoke gank in early game. Still, you have potential to become a better support since I can see that you are a sacrificing person. Okay, thank you for watching. That's it. Thank you. Bye.